Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? It's nice to see you all. Remember the important things when practicing yoga. What are the most important things for practicing yoga? People think it's about flexibility, it's about being strong, it's about being present, it's about being mindful, all of these things, right? Cup of tea. That's the most important thing. Look at that beautiful little teapot. I love it. So I've got a nice cup of tea here. Nice mug as well. Can't remember where I got that from. I think I got it from a potter in Scotland. But make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you're warm enough, right? Oh, it's chilly out there, isn't it? It's the first sort of cold few days we've had. It's like beautiful in Leicester here, but it's very cold. I've got my feet out and I haven't got my heating on, but I've got some amazing fairy blankets. Do you want to have a look at my fairy blanket? There it is. But I'm not going to use that for yoga today, but make sure you're warm enough, right? We're going to do plenty of seated stuff. We'll do some sun salutations. We'll do some dynamic movements where we're standing. They'll look a little bit like this, probably. But I wanted to read for you. Yeah, it does though, Jackie, right? It does. Like Jackie saying it affects her bones, and it really does. You know, the body feels very different when we're cold. So I always think that, you know, you just, not that more layers is going to solve the problem, right? Because you get cold in your bones, right, over time. And I think especially the cost of heating these days, right? People are a little bit reticent about putting the heating on. But see if you can kind of like make sure that you're warm enough. And I'm a bit weird. I'm the sort of guy that walks around in shorts all the time, even when it's freezing. But look, I've got trousers on today. Oh my God. Right. So it must be cold if Dave has got trousers on. Yeah, Jackie, stay warm. All right, Alan, nice to have you along, mate. I wanted to read a little bit again from Norman Blair's Brightening Our Inner Skies. He's an amazing teacher. And I wanted to read a little bit about attention and the present moment, because that's all we got, right? All the stuff that's come in, we don't know. And all the stuff that's gone, it's gone, right? Not that it's not important, but what we've got is this moment right here. So let me start my timer. I've already lost 2 minutes. Okay. So this is what he says. I'm just going to read this. We'll take maybe a minute or two. Yeah, nice one, Jackie. You try. So Norman says each moment of genuine attention is a moment of wonder where we powerfully connect to being present. I remember seeing a sunrise one Saturday morning. The sky was full of bright pink for just a matter of moments. It was such beauty, that brightness of sky warming my inner skies. In presence, there is a possibility to find the space between stimulus and response, between relaxation and alertness. There can be a growing capacity to be with what is arising. Instead, we miss it all, right, a lot of the time. The practice of awareness arises both from a place of effort and intensity and a perspective of lightness and relaxation, simultaneously balancing between being determined to maintain focus and genuine ease in the focusing. As we become aware of body being present, this awareness requires enriching with qualities such as loving kindness and gentleness. A person could be extremely aware of body while at the same time loathing their physical experience. We must consciously cultivate these qualities, encouraging approaches of kindness and non-judgment. We are conscious of the body, that ache here, that throb there, without judging the body. I'm too stiff, I'm too fat, I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm not good enough. The fact is, whenever we are judging, our possibilities are closed down and our opportunities are limited. The more we practice non-judging, the more we release into our encounter with life. Instead of ceaseless striving, and I'll say that again, ceaseless striving, there can be a softening into what it is and where it is. There can be a growing willingness to open towards experiences. When this happens, we can abide with what arises. We meet each moment with qualities such as vibrancy and vividness rather than dulling, drowsiness, and disconnected delusion. This is the key quality of curiosity, being interested in what is arising, paying attention to our moment by moment experience. Hopefully that's useful for you. I think what that does is that little bit of reading, it kind of releases this idea that when we are not good enough to practice yoga, that, I'm not very good at it. I hear this all the time. Like people say to me, I've done yoga, I'm not very good at it. And it's like, genuinely, number one, what are we doing in the world of yoga to, that people feel like that. I'll tell you one thing is that people are looking at all of the social media out there, and there's Mrs. and Mr. Beautiful on the beach in a headstand, or in an impossibly difficult flexible position. And then when someone goes in and their experience, right, is completely different, because they're like, I'm stiff, this doesn't look like what I think it's going to look like. So we're kind of doing ourselves we're doing the world of yoga a massive disservice by this kind of entwinement with beauty, right? It's got nothing to do with that whatsoever. Now I'm ranting, everyone. It's got nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's about being present. It's about understanding that where you are today is perfect. And I genuinely mean that. I'm not just saying it in some kind of yoga teacher speak, like an affirmation or anything like that. Genuinely, it's perfect where you are today. So however you practice and whatever you look like, you are beautiful and you're worthy of doing this practice together, right? And we have this amazing medium through the Royal Voluntary Service Virtual Village Hall where we can practice with each other on this regular, steady basis, right? And you can do your Pilates and your Sit Fit, and you can do all the amazing kind of fitness and strength stuff with Andy, and then the mind stuff, and then the language, and there's so much good content. So I encourage you wholeheartedly to let it all go, right? All of the negativity, even if it's lifelong, the little voice inside your head that tells you you're not good enough, see if you can banish it, even if it's for the next 25 minutes, right? And then you can go back to it if you want. All right, are we ready to go? There you go. That got quite heated, didn't it? Hey, woo. Right, I'm going to go back onto my mat. We're going to start seated. So if you want to do this in a chair, you help yourself. You can do that. How am I going to do this with a cup of tea in my hand? I'll probably get up and do it. That's a good thing. And I'm just going to sit back on my mat today. I've not got a blanket or anything, but if you have a blanket, go for it. Come with your legs crossed if you can, or as I say, you can do this in a chair. And let's just do, I don't know, a little bit of time just being aware, right? And the best way to do that is by being still and being silent. Note to myself. All right, so find some stillness in your body. Maybe you have a little wriggle first of all, then drop into some stillness and just notice what's present. We won't do this for too much longer. Just take another 3 or 4 more rounds of breath. And then if you had your eyes closed, then just really slowly blink your eyes open. And then we'll do this straight away. Maybe just swap your shins out. So you might lean back into your hands. You can bring the legs out. And then maybe just drop your knees side to side. Do this quite a lot, right? But I think it's just a nice way so we don't get too stiff if we're sat here on the floor. We don't want that too much, do we? But it's not the hardest thing to, it's not the easiest thing to do, I meant to say, sitting on the floor, right? So don't be hard on yourself again. Think about, being, just happy with where you are right now. All right, from here, let's take an inhale to sweep the arms all the way up. And then bring the hands together, exhale, frame your hands to your heart. And just do that a few times, getting used to that movement. Inhaling the hands up. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart. And then one more. Inhale to bring the hands up. And exhale, frame your hands to the heart. We're going to sweep the hands up one more time. Inhale to bring them up. And then when you're ready, this time, bend into the elbows, bring your palms facing forward. So this is called cactus, right, in the arms. And then you can bring the palms down, right? How does that feel? Maybe bring them up, maybe bring them down, right? It's a nice, simple movement. I didn't plan to do it this way, but that feels good, right? There's a little rotation of the shoulders. And, there's some activation through the arms. Notice how it feels through the right arm, the left arm, if you can. Inhale to bring the hands all the way up. I bet you've never done yoga like that before. And then exhale, twist towards the right. Just a little twist, right? So just a little twist from the navel. Inhale to center. Keep the hands where they are if you can. The elbows nice and bent. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. And exhale to the left. And again, just move like this with your breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Try not to judge it, right? Don't worry about this. Feel into the body. It's not a big twist, by the way. Just a little quarter turn to either side. Inhaling to center, exhaling to the side. One more either side. Exhale, bring the hands down. And then just give your shoulders a little shrug out. And I really don't mind how you do this. Kind of shrugging the shoulders up and down. Maybe rolling the shoulders out. See how that feels. A little bit of movement through the neck like we normally do. Bring the hands nice and relaxed, maybe just off the knees or wherever they feel comfortable. We all have different dimensions in our bodies, right? Drop the chin down and then just rock your chin a little side to side. Just freeing up your back of your neck. Making sure your jaw's nice and relaxed. And this might be perfect for you, but if you want to kind of move your head out, then go for it. Maybe kind of draw a circle. Inhale up, maybe exhale down. And then you are welcome to come back in the opposite direction. Noticing, the changes side to side. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring your head all the way back up again. So the balance is perfectly on top of your neck. Exhale, with the eyes are closed, maybe bring the eyes open. We're going to stay here. So if you want to swap your legs out, go for it. If you're in your chair, you're in a good spot. Let's do another twist. We usually do this one standing. We might do it standing later on. Let's see how we get on with time. But what I'd like us to do is just rest the right hand on the heart and then inhale your left arm open. So again, nice twist here, right? Not too much. Exhale, right arm to the right. So you just swap hands. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then you just get into your breath rhythm. And we're bringing that energy into the body, right? Bringing a little bit of energy in. And, I'd always talk about, 2:30 in the afternoon, I always feel quite tired. Well, keep this going. I'm just going to tell you a little tale, not too much detail. About a month ago, I read a book about sugar. And I've really cut down on how much sugar I'm eating, like things like fruit juices and cereal and chocolate, all that kind of good stuff, right? And I've got so much more energy. So it's working. By the way, this is not dietary advice or anything. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and kind of how it's changing for me. I feel amazing. And I'm a skeptic. When you hear people say, I've cut refined sugar from my diet, and I'm always like, oh God. What was that I was saying about judging earlier? Not one of those sort of people. But I've done it and I'm like, whew, this is good. All right, inhale, come back to center. Bring the hands down. Take a full exhale. Nice deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Nice, let's do one more together. Deep inhale. And then a full exhale. All right, we'll stay where we are. If you want to swap your legs out, go for it again. Bring the hands onto the knees and then maybe just draw some circles. So Sufi grind, pick a direction and circle your torso around your hips. Now, the only reason I'm doing this really, there's a few reasons, but I had some blood tests a couple of years ago and they came back, they were a bit dodgy. And I was a bit like, how dare they be dodgy? I'm really fit, honestly. I do loads of running. I do yoga. I'm a yoga teacher. God damn it. I look after myself. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. So it's taken me a little bit of time to kind of get my head around that. And then I realised that I am 53 and yeah, things get trickier as we get older, right? But we can do so much about it. So this is a really big part of it, right? Mindfulness, movement, building strength, bone density, keeping our balance as we get older. Magic stuff. Inhale, come back to center, take a full exhale, and then come back in the opposite direction. All right, nice. How was yoga? It was all right. Strange guy, he's called Dave. He sort of tells us his life story as we're doing postures. He's got too much energy now. We thought he had too much energy anyway, but he seems to have more. I can't stand it. All right, a few more. Inhaling, exhaling. Beautiful, everyone. Nice work. Inhale, come back to center. And then take a full exhale. Really, really nice. Let's come on to all fours. I was going to do a little bit of breath work, but we'll do a calming breath work later on in the class. So, again, make sure you're warm enough. This is a good time to kind of take stock. And then find yourself on all fours. Nice neutral spine. And then as normal, let's move through some cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. You go at your pace, right? You kind of match the movement that feels good for you. I'm going relatively quickly. You might go a lot slower than this, but you inhale, you drop the belly down, head and the heart lift. You exhale as you round into your spine and separate your shoulders. Inhale, come back to center when you're ready. As you exhale, fall back into a child's pose. So you split your knees a little wider, big toes touch, walk your hands forward, and then maybe bring your forehead down onto the floor. Or you can always stack your head on your hands. Or if it feels like your head is still floating, make fists and do it this way. Or if you have a bolster or a cushion, and you can claw into your fingers here. It gives you a really delicious stretch through kind of your shoulders, your lats, kind of the muscles that run up the inside of your back, kind of towards the shoulder blades, the armpit area. Maybe just kind of stretch everything out there. That can feel really delicious sometimes. And then flatten your palms down if they were activated on your fingertips, and then bring yourself all the way back to all fours. We're going to step our feet back. So 1 foot, have a look down at your toes, line your toes up with the long edges of your mat, and then maybe step your other foot back. So you're in plank, so you're in this position. Now you can always drop your knees down. That's just as good, right? Just a slightly different version. Or you can keep your knees lifted, press into your legs, engage your shoulders, tuck your tailbone under. So everything's kind of engaged here, but everything's not too rigid, right? You can move around a little if that feels good. Nice work, everyone. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, let's all drop on knees. We'll meet the people here. And then exhale, keep your elbows tucked in, lower really slowly. Like you're building loads of strength into your arms here. Nice. As you come down, graze your chin onto the floor. Keep your elbows super tucked in. And then inhale, come into cobra. As you exhale, bring your forehead down. Nice. From here, we're going to come back to plank. So you have a choice. You can engage into the knees, or you can keep the elbows tucked in, and you can press yourself back into plank. As you exhale, come into downward facing dog. Lift your hips, breathe it out. Downward facing dog. Keeping the spine nice and long. You can have a generous bend in the knees. Obviously, that's really good. All right, from here, we're going to come to the tops of our mat. So do that in as many steps as feels good for you. I step first my right and then my left up, but you might do it in a few more steps. Just going to adjust my little turn ups here. Inhale up to a flat back. exhale to fold, and then root down through your feet, inhale to come all the way up, and then exhale, frame your hands to your heart, and just find yourself at the top of your mat. I'm just going to move my mat back a little bit. I'm very close to my cabinet, and I don't want to headbutt it. So come with your feet lined up with the long edges of your mat. Let's do a little bit of movement through the shoulders. Bring your hands onto your hips. Nice. Take an inhale to sweep the arms up. As you exhale, open your arms to the right, but try and keep your hips shining forward. So this right hip will want to go that way. See if you can kind of keep that right hip pointing in this direction. Then you'll get a really good stretch through the rotator cuff of this right arm, this right shoulder. All right, take a deep inhale and a full exhale. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms all the way up, and then exhale, open towards the left. And then same thing again. Think about that left hip flexor. That's the front part of your hip. Keep it shining forward. That means that the left arm doesn't come back too much. It might be here. Cool, right? But breathe into that left shoulder. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms up. And now move with the breath if you can. Exhale, open the arms to the right. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale, open the arms to the left. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale to the right. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale to the left. Simple movements, right? I love these sort of things. Inhale to bring the arms up, reach up. Exhale to the right. Stay nice and focused in the present moment. Remember that stuff that I talked about at the start. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale, open the arms to the left. Inhale to bring the arms all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees as you come down. Be kind to your spine. Nice. Grab opposite elbows. Maybe you sway a little side to side. See how that feels. Breathe in deeply. Nice. Bring the hands down if they're not there. Root down through your feet. Inhale to bring the hands all the way back up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Nice. All right, let's keep going. Let's do a full sun salutation. Inhaling up. Exhale to hinge and fold. Come all the way down. Inhale to lengthen. Come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, hands down, step back, one foot then the other. Find yourself in plank. Nice. And then exhale to lower. You might drop the knees or just lower in one piece. Inhale brings you through into your back bend. You can lengthen your arms if your spine feels okay. I actually prefer it this way. And then exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Breathe it out. Take one round of breath. A full exhale. I can see a pea on my floor through my legs. All right. Bend the knees, hinge the hips, and then step to the top of your mat. It's amazing what you can find when you're doing yoga. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale to fold, and then root down through your feet. Inhale to come all the way up, and then exhale, hands to your heart. What happened when you did yoga? Did you find alignment? Did you find enlightenment? No, I found a pea on my floor. All right, maybe give yourself a bit of room here. We're going to do that little twist that we did seated. Now we'll do it standing. Let's see how it feels standing up. Okay, so little bend in the knees because that will give you a little bit of flex. Right hand on the heart. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Nice powerful breath if you can find it. Slow it down. Beautiful. And then bring the palms face forward. Take a deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Nice work. Inhale to bring the arms up. With your right hand, hold on to your left wrist. You can have the elbows bent a lot. Let me just move back a little bit. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, a little bend over towards the right. So you kind of use that right hand just to draw the left side of your body over. Inhale to center, swap it out. Left hand, right wrist, exhale to the side. Nice. Inhale to center, exhale to the right, swap the hands. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms all the way up. Exhale to comb the arms all the way down. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale to bring the arms down. 2 more times like that. Match movement with breath. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Nice. 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale to bring the hands all the way down. Beautiful. So we're going to end up in a seated position. So you can get there any way that you like. Should we do a sun salutation? If you want to miss the sun salutation out, that's fine. I'm going to do another one. If you want to join me in it, that's a good way to get back to a seated position. So when you're ready, inhale to sweep the arms up. If you want to miss it out, that's cool. Just come to sit. Exhale to hinge and fold. Inhale to lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Step back, 1 foot down the other. Take an inhale in your plank. Here we are again. Exhale to lower. I'm going to drop my knees this time, but I'm going to lower really slowly. Tracking the elbows back, lowering down onto your belly. Inhale into cobra, and then exhale into your final downward facing dog if you're there. Beautiful. Maybe just give the legs one little bend and straighten on either side. And then from here, we're going to soften our knees down onto the floor. You might sit back onto your heels for a couple of breaths if you can do that. Maybe bring the palms face up. See if you can find that alignment through your spine. And with the eyes closed or the gaze soft, you can sit cross-legged here if you've already got into that position. Just notice the effects of your physical practice. See if you can tap into your energy and just see how your energy feels within your body. And then from here, we'll come cross-legged. Or if you prefer, you can sit on a chair. You know, I'm just going to shuffle forward. Here I come. And then find a comfortable seat. I've still got some tea. Okay, right. Here we go. Bring a little bit of length into your spine. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. I think we did it last week as well. It's kind of my go-to just to kind of bring things right down. We're not going to do Shavasana today. You can do this lying down, but I think it's much better if you do it seated. Bring your hand up, right hand, left hand. I was using my right, I'm right-handed. Block off your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale through your left nostril. Nice. Then block off your left nostril with your little finger or ring finger. Exhale through the right. Do this with the eyes closed if it feels good. Inhale through the right. Close off right. Exhale through the left. Inhale left. Close off left. Exhale right. Inhale through your right. Close off right with the thumb. Exhale left. Excuse me. Inhale through the left. Close off left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close off right, exhale left. One more round. Inhale through the left. Close off left, exhale right. Inhale right. And close off right, exhale left. And then you can bring that right hand down. Just let your breath come back to a nice steady rhythm. Just noticing the effects of your practice. Thanking yourself for getting onto your mat in the first place and just practicing some yoga together. It's a beautiful thing. And we don't have to have a super complicated practice. It can be nice and simple, something that we can keep coming back to. Let's finish it off by bringing our hands to our heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum and with a wholehearted bow, wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. Namaste. Nicely done, you guys. Thank you for coming along today. You were seeing there that you can catch all of this content on YouTube. Facebook, right? That's a big thing. That's kind of where all of this stuff started. But the YouTube channel is amazing, and I love it because it shows what's coming, what's gone. You know, you have the schedule for the next week on there, loads and loads of content. And the thing is about YouTube is that most people have got smart TVs, right? These days, I'm just looking at my TV. Do you want to have a look at it? Oh, there it is. I'll kind of look at my smart TV. Yeah, and then, you know, it's easy to navigate, right? I use YouTube on my TV all the time now, watching all sorts of crazy stuff like people fixing cars and, you know, other useless things like that. The odd yoga philosophy thing, but yeah, check it out there. There's some really good content, and you can sort of catch up. And as I was saying on Tuesday, try and commit to, like, I don't know, 3. Commit sounds harsh, right? But try and bring it into your week where you do 2 or 3 things, half an hour at a time, right? Do it on catch up. Do it whenever it suits you. That's another great thing about it. And then just see what happens, see how things change. I think sometimes, well, you know, we're all human, and I go through this sometimes. I can get into a bit of a rut, and, you know, things can feel a bit heavy. And then sometimes we just need a little spark to bring us out. And the spark is very individual, right? But it doesn't always have to be something major. It can be something very small that just, you know, pricks your interest, and then you're off on somewhere new, and it's exciting, right? It keeps your energy levels up. All right, everyone, that's probably enough for me. Thank you so much for joining. I'll be back next week for 2 classes, chair yoga, and then here on Thursday as well. Chair yoga will be Monday or Tuesday. I can never remember. Look, I write everything on a calendar because I'm of a certain age, right? But maybe I should put it down in a smartphone or something, but I'm not going to. Anyway, thank you, everyone. That's a wrap. I'll see you all soon, and have a great weekend, whatever you're doing, and stay warm. Thank you.